the Koyasan, opened by Kobo Daisher, Kukai. In this video, we'll introduce highlights and history of the spots you'll see, aiming to make your journey more enjoyable and enriching. Japanese Nature and History Travel Guide. Today, it's about Koyasan. Koyasan is the name of a region located in Itogun Koyacho town, northern part of Wakayama Prefecture. When it comes to Wakayama Prefecture, Shirarahama Beach and the Kumano Kodo are famous, but visiting Koyasan is also hugely popular. Koyasan is a sacred site with over 1,200 years of history, founded by the Buddhist monk Kobo Daisher, also known as Kukai. Designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site under the name Sacred Sites and Pilgrimage Routes in the Key Mountain Range. At this power spot, densely populated with 117 temples, you can enjoy visiting historic temples and tasting Shojin Ryori. Here, we'll introduce a recommended itinerary for exploring Koyasan. Start from the Daimon Gate, the entrance to Koyasan. Here, you can enjoy the magnificent views of Koyasan. Danjo Garan is located in the central part of Mount Koya, where visitors can explore historical buildings and Buddhist sacred sites. At lunchtime, enjoy Shojin Ryori at a restaurant or temple lodging. You can savor dishes made with local ingredients. At the heart of Koyasan, you can experience Buddhist teachings and history at the Kongobu-ji Temple. At the Daisher Kyokai, various exhibits and events are held where you can learn about the culture and traditions of Mount Koya. At the inner sanctuary of Koyasan, known as Okunoin, you can witness monks engaging in rigorous training. In this video, we'll introduce you to Kongobu-ji Temple, Danjo Garan, Shojin Ryori, and Okunoin. Let's start by exploring Kongobu-ji Temple. This video was filmed in winter. The weather was slightly cloudy, with a cool breeze blowing, making it pleasant to walk around. Kongobu-ji Temple is the head temple of the Shingon sect of Buddhism and serves as the symbolic center of Koyasan. It houses many national treasures and important cultural properties. The grand building with a magnificent entrance was rebuilt in the third year of the Bunkyu era. The main hall is a large structure with 30 bays from east to west and 35 bays from north to south. Inside the building, you can admire famous paintings. In the main hall, there is a sliding door painting titled Cranes in Pines by Kano Tanyu. In the room where Toyotomi Hidetsugu committed suicide, known as the Willow Room, there is a painting of a snow willow and white herons by Kano Tanyu. The name Kongobu-ji Temple is said to have been given by Kobo Daisher, derived from a sutra passage, Kongobu Rokkaku Isai Yuga Uji Kyo. Let's promptly proceed to explore the inside. This is the Banryutei. The Banryutei was constructed during the memorial service for the 1150th anniversary of the passing of Kobo Daisher. The 2,340 square meter rock garden boasts one of the largest in the country. In this rock garden, a pair of dragons, one male facing left and one female facing right, are depicted as if guarding the inner sanctuary amidst a sea of clouds. The stones representing the dragons are made of granite from Shikoku, the birthplace of Kobo Daisher. And the white sand representing the sea of clouds is said to be sourced from Kyoto. I was captivated by the patterns in the sand and couldn't take my eyes off them. There was a souvenir corner. Kishu Nanko plum is characterized by its thin skin and thick flesh, resulting in a smooth and mellow flavor. Koyakuin is a local character active in Koya Town, Ito District, Wakayama Prefecture. Belonging to the head temple of the Shingon sect of Buddhism, Kongobu-ji Temple, Koyakuin is based on a training monk. The enclosed entrance corresponds to the main entrance and is called Ogunkon. In the past, only the emperor, imperial family members, and high-ranking officials of Koyasan were permitted to enter and exit through this gate. This is called the Shogunkon, and it is used by the Jokashiku officials in Koyasan. Incidentally, it is said that ordinary monks used to enter and exit through the back door. Currently, the general entrance for pilgrims is being used. This is the main gate of Kongobu-ji Temple. It's a recommended spot for taking commemorative photos. That's all for Kongobu-ji Temple. From Kongobu-ji Temple, we're heading to Danjo Garan. It's just a 10 minutes walk, so it's nearby. Danjo Garan is one of the two major sacred sites of Koyasan, along with Okunoin. It is the place where Kukai immediately started construction when he opened Koyasan. It is said to embody the worldview of mandalas based on esoteric Buddhist thought, with 19 halls including the main hall Akondo and the 48.5-meter-high Konpon-dato Tower, which serves as the central hall of Koyasan. The brightly colored round building is the Dato. It is said to have been completed around from 816 to 887 by Kukai and his disciple Shinzen Daisher. Kukai, also known as Kobo Daisher, erected this Dato, also known as the Tower of Dharmakaya, as a symbol of the fundamental dojo of Shingon esoteric Buddhism. It has been traditionally referred to as the Konpon Dato. It is said to be the first of its kind in Japan in the style of a multi-tower pagoda. The Bell of the Dato. It is said that Kukai conceived the idea of casting it, and it was finally completed during the era of Shinzen Daisher. Due to its large size, with a diameter of 2.12 meters, it became known as Ikoya Shiro, being the fourth largest bell in Japan. Even now, it rings 5 times a day, informing the time within Koyasan. This is Rokkaku Kyozo. This sutra repository was built by Empress Bai Fukuchi-in, the consort of Emperor Toba, to enshrine a copy of the entire sutra written in gold ink on indigo paper, in order to commemorate the deceased Emperor Toba. The entirety of the Buddhist scriptures, known as the Tripitaka, originated from Empress Bai Fukuchi-in's donation of the Kishu Arakawa estate, and came to be known as the Arakawa Sutra. Therefore, this hexagonal sutra repository is also called the Arakawa Sutra Repository. The current building was reconstructed in February of Showa 9. There are handles near the base of the sutra repository, allowing the building itself to be rotated horizontally. It is said that by making one rotation, one can gain the merit of chanting the entire Tripitaka. The indigo paper with gold ink Tripitaka enshrined in this sutra repository is preserved in the Reihoken as an important cultural property. We have arrived at the temple lodging, Fukuchi-in, where we will be staying tonight. A temple lodging is an accommodation facility built for monks, parishioners, and visitors at Buddhist temples, shrines, etc. Many people consider the temple lodging itself as the destination of their journey, as it allows them to experience temple culture and engage in spiritual practices. Fukuchi-in was founded over 800 years ago by the monk Kakujin Ajari. Its main deity is Aizen Mayu, a Buddhist figure known for bestowing blessings of good fortune, harmony, and successful relationships. Inside the temple grounds, there are artifacts belonging to various daimyo, including the famous two Naosuk from the Sakura Damangai incident, as well as ancient artworks dating back to the Nara period. As you walk inside, the fragrant incense soothes your mind and relaxes you. In the rooms, traditional Japanese furnishings such as tatami mats and sliding doors are used. You can feel the good texture and experience traditional Japanese living. Black sesame senbei is fragrant and known for its satisfying crunch. Delicious. Since we have time until dinner, let's take a bath. The outdoor and indoor baths. All 3 outdoor baths are made of koyamaki wood. It feels like the fatigue of the journey is melting away. Let's take a look at the souvenir corner. Koya tofu is said to have originated when monks began making it as a frozen tofu during the Kamakura period. It's time for dinner. Let's head to the dining area. It's a calm atmosphere Japanese-style room. The meal was already prepared. We will enjoy the specialty vegetarian cuisine of the temple lodging. It features simple seasoning that allows the natural flavors of the ingredients to shine. At Fukuchi-in, we emphasize locally sourced seasonal vegetables, allowing you to savor the unique flavors of Koyasan such as koyatafu and kanzanji wasabi. It's absolutely delicious. Now, here comes a quiz. Which of the following is considered the root of Koyasan's Shojin cuisine? 1. Everyday diet of monks. 2. Offerings to the imperial court. 3. Hospitality dishes for visitors. 4. Dishes brought over from China. The correct answer is 3. That's all for Fukuchi-in. If you have any other recommended temple lodgings, please let us know in the comments. After finishing the meal, I will head outside. Let's now join the Okunoin night tour. Okunoin, along with the Danjo Garan, is the spiritual center of Mount Koya, where Kobo Daisher is enshrined. Along the approximately 2-kilometer approach, more than 200,000 tombstones of feudal lords, as well as numerous memorial and cenotaph stones, are lined within a cedar forest dating back 1,000 years. Nowadays, many monks and practitioners gather, and events such as festivals are also held. The annual Koyasan Candle Festival held in August decorates the approach from Ichinohashi Bridge to Gobyo Bridge with lanterns and candlelight, commemorating the spirits of the deceased resting in Okunoin and ancestors. In addition, Koyasan hosts events such as the New Year's Shusei ceremony and the annual Aoba Matsuri in June. We have arrived at Keikoin. This is the meeting point for the Okunoin night tour. The participants are eagerly awaiting the start of the tour. It seems there are many couples and families. It's 7 o'clock, and the tour has begun. Let's follow the guide to make sure we don't miss anything. The guide is a qualified local resident of Mount Koya who is authorized to guide visitors within the precincts of Kongobu-ji Temple. We will depart Keikoin around 7 p.m. and aim to reach the Okunoin's Gakusho area by around 8:20 p.m. In the night tour, you can see a fantastical Okunoin that is quite different from during the day. Please note that this tour is intended for elementary school students and older. Since it's dark with many steps, we recommend daytime sightseeing for wheelchair users. At each spot, we'll stop and the guide will provide explanations. Here, we'll provide explanations about Koyasan. Koyasan is a basin surrounded by mountains rising to an altitude of over 1,000 meters, and there is no mountain named Koyasan itself. There are various theories about the origin of the name Koyasan, and there is no clear answer. One of the leading theories is that Koyasan got its name from the combination of Iko, meaning high to denote the surrounding peaks, and Ino, indicating plain, as it is a flat area surrounded by high mountains. There's also a theory that the name originated from a place called Koya, mentioned in the scriptures brought back by Kukai from Tang, China, and the area was named after it. Kukai returned from Tang, China in 806 and founded Koyasan in 816. He practiced asceticism in a harsh natural environment and established Koyasan as a place for esoteric Buddhist practices. Subsequently, Koyasan flourished under the guidance of Kukai's disciples and Shingon Buddhist monks. Temples and training grounds were established, and it became known as a sacred site of esoteric Buddhism. In the early 12th century, the retired Emperor Gashirakawa supported Mount Koya as an important religious institution, leading to the construction of many temples and sub-temples. Even during the Warring States period, Koyasan maintained relative stability and received protection from Oda Nobunaga and Toyotomi Hideyoshi. In the Edo period, Koyasan received protection from the Tokugawa shogun, leading to the expansion of temple estates. Koyasan remains an important site for Buddhist practice today, attracting many tourists and believers. Currently, there are 50 temple lodgings and 117 temples. Furthermore, it's said that there were 2,000 temples during the Edo period. However, it is said that the number decreased to the current figure due to fires and mergers between temples. This is a map of Okunoin. We'll walk in the order of Ichinohashi Bridge, Nakanohashi Bridge, and Gobyo Bridge. This is the Kazutori Jizoson Bosatsu. It is said to count the number of people walking along this street. After death, people are judged by King Enma to determine whether they go to paradise or hell. This Jizo statue appears before those sentenced to hell by King Enma, and based on the number of times the person comes to pray, persuades King Enma to allow them entry to paradise. What a kind Jizo statue. If you definitely want to go to paradise, please make sure to visit Okunoin a lot. I'm currently in front of a lantern. Lanterns are lined up on both sides of the road around here. One side of the lantern's hole represents the phases of the moon, while the other represents the sun. Master Kobo Daisher often likened the mind to the moon. Just like the moon, the mind changes its appearance every day. In the same way, the mind also waxes and wanes, sometimes shining brightly and at other times dimming. Furthermore, the sun represents Dainichi Nyorai. Illuminated by that light, the beauty of the mind is nurtured. It's a teaching urging us to cultivate such a mind. Understanding the meaning of the teaching, one also feels the lantern's light as something special, doesn't one? The guide also shared various other things with us. I'm glad I participated as I learned a lot about the history, culture, and teachings of Koyasan. Experiencing the different scenery and sense of Okunoin at night, distinct from those during the day, is also a highlight of the night tour. If you ever find yourself uncertain about your itinerary for Koyasan, consider taking a tour. We'll pass through the final destination, Gobyo Bridge, and the tour will conclude. Participants will return to their temple lodgings individually either by bus or on foot. That concludes today's journey to Koyasan. The head temple of Shingon Buddhism, founded by Kobo Daisher Kukai, is Mount Koya. In recent years, there have been challenges such as an aging population and a shortage of successor monks, but it seems that there have been new initiatives led by young monks and strengthened collaboration with local residents. A center of Buddhist culture with a history of over 1,200 years. May it continue to shine and enchant many people in the future. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked this video, I would be happy if you could press the good button. I will continue to post more travel guide videos where you can enjoy nature and history, so please also subscribe to the channel. Thank you. I will introduce how to get there by public transportation. It takes about 2 hours and 30 minutes from Osaka in total. From Shin-Osaka, take the Midasuji Line subway to Namba Station. Then transfer to the Nankai-Koya Line via Hashimoto and proceed to Gokurakubushi Station. From there, take the Nankai-Koyasan cable car and arrive at Mount Koya in just 5 minutes. The Nankai-Koyasan cable car is a route that connects the terminus station of the Nankai-Koya Line, Gokurakubushi Station, with Koyasan Station, the gateway to Mount Koya, a sacred site of Shingon Buddhism. It was opened in 1930 and spans 0.8 kilometers in total length, with a vertical rise of 328 meters. It ascends to almost the same height as Tokyo Tower in about 5 minutes. The recommended seasons are the pleasant climates of spring and autumn. Especially in autumn, the mountains adorned with autumn leaves are exceptionally beautiful. Summer is hot, but with long hours of sunlight, there is plenty of time for strolling. In winter, snow requires caution. For those driving, it's recommended to have snow chains and other preparations ready. If you're uneasy about driving on snowy roads, consider using public transportation. Regarding the timing for sightseeing, early morning strolls are also enjoyable. Due to its high altitude, Mount Koya sometimes offers views of Sea of Clouds early in the morning. Please enjoy the magnificent view of the Sea of Clouds spreading out in the valley from the temples. Night strolls are also recommended. On especially clear days, you can enjoy the beautiful starry sky spread out among the mountains. Mount Koya offers enjoyable sightseeing regardless of the time of day. However, since it can get crowded with many visitors during New Year's visits, it's recommended to visit in the early morning or later in the evening to avoid crowds. Due to its high altitude and abundant nature, please remember to take precautions against insects and snakes on Mount Koya. Wear long-sleeved shirts and pants to cover your skin, and in winter, use a windbreaker for cold protection. The attire etiquette when entering temples is the same as general Japanese temples and shrines. Let's avoid clothing with a lot of exposure, such as miniskirts, off-shoulder tops, distressed jeans, etc. There are 4 coin lockers available at Mount Koya. The baggage storage is located in the office of the Koyasan station of the cable car. There are plenty of toilets available, including barrier-free options, so you won't have trouble finding one. Japanese Nature and History Travel Guide. Please subscribe to the channel. Thank you.